Potato salad is great as a classic dish, but I like mine creamier. So in today's video I'm going to share with you how I take a classic dish found almost all over the world and I transform it into a creamy wonder, just like Grandma used to. The ingredients and the quantities for this recipe are going to be in the description of this video. The video being the how-to. But before we start with this recipe, I want to talk a bit about the ingredients. When it comes to potatoes, we don't want to use a waxy variety that will hold up nicely after being cooked, like Yukon Gold or a fingerling or a red potatoes. On the contrary, we want to use a potato that would normally be used for mashing, like an Idaho or a russet. I know it's crazy, but it's essential if you want to have a creamy potato salad instead of a classic potato salad. Next is the onions, and I personally use yellow onions because they have a kick, they're spicy, and this is going to complement very well the whole dish. Now you can use red onion if you want, but they're more sweet and more mild in taste as well, so put it into balance based on your palate. As for the olives, you can go with any pitted variety that you like. I personally like Kalamata olives, but I can never find them pitted or sliced, so I end up always using green olives. Next comes the meat, and here you have as many options as you prefer, but know that a fattier cut like bacon or pork neck is gonna have a trainload of flavor when you fry it. Lastly, we'll need mayo, and I'm not gonna judge you if you use store-bought mayo, because God knows I've used store-bought mayo for most of my life until I really got bored of that specific taste flavor that they all got. So instead I got into the habit of making my own fast mayo batch each time I need it. You got the recipe right here. As for the method to make this recipe, it's very easy. We'll start with the potatoes, which we'll peel and wash and then boil thoroughly. And we're starting with them because we want them to be fully cooled off before we'll knead them into the final recipe. The onion must be peeled, washed and sliced or diced, up to you and however you prefer the consistency in your dishes. The meat has to be diced in reasonable size cubes and fried until the fat has been rendered and the meat is nice and caramelized. This is if you decided to go with the fattier cut. If not, just dice whatever piece of meat you like and fry it. As for the olives, if you bought them already sliced, then you can just sit down, enjoy a drink and wait for the rest of us to catch up. Otherwise, if you only found whole olives, just slice them into enjoyable pieces. The last ingredient is the mayo, and similarly to the sliced olives, if you bought the mayo from the store, then continue your drink. Or if you want something really special, then whip yourself a batch of homemade mayo, and I'll see you in a second. By now the potatoes should be cold enough to handle, and before we put everything together and finish this dish, we want to cut the potatoes in large chunks. And I mean, you cut one potato the size of my fist into 4 pieces. Why? Because they are soft potatoes, and if we cut them small now, by the time we're done with this whole recipe, we'll just have mashed potatoes with the other ingredients instead of a salad. Good. We have all the ingredients ready, and now we can put everything together and enjoy this dish. So grab yourself a large bowl and put the mayo in first. After that, add the onion, olives and fried meat and mix everything very well until they're fully incorporated. Lastly, add the potatoes. Before the last mix, you can season the dish right now. So add salt and pepper to your taste. You know better than anybody how salty and peppery you like it, so I'm not going to give you quantities. And mix everything very well until you're satisfied with the distribution of all the ingredients into the salad. I know we already added onion, but I really love serving this dish garnished with spring onion. You don't have to, but know that by adding any fresh herb, you're enhancing the flavor profile and making it yours. So you do you. Morning, lunch, dinner, or even as a snack, this salad is a joy to delect your palate with. It can be eaten on its own, on a freshly toasted slice of bread, or as a sandwich filler instead of the egg salad that we keep on using again and again. I'm sure you're going to come up with many ways to use and enjoy this dish, and make sure to let me know in the comments exactly how. Give me some ideas. I want to know as much as possible. Bon appetit, and if you enjoyed this video, like it and share it with others, and I will see you next time.